Blessings. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is well tonight on this Wednesday. Good night. Good night, good night, good night to all. Welcome to Womb Wednesday. I am your host, Ramona Riley, aka the Vagina Lady and owner of Cosmic Woman. I am grateful for everyone tuning in tonight. We are going to do something a little different, a little special. And so I am grateful for all of you who are tuning in right now. So before we get started, I would definitely like to do prayer. And then from there, we're going to get into the rest of the night. So you can bow your head or do what you do for prayer, and I will lead the prayer. Dear God, we come to you right now grateful and thankful for just life, just for another day. We're also grateful for the unconditional love that you give us and bless us with on a daily basis. We ask you now to open our minds, open our hearts, and receive information. We also ask you to just heal our bodies in every way possible. May that be mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. We thank you again, and amen. Okay. So anybody who's just tuning in, welcome to Womb Wednesdays. Womb Wednesdays is something we do every single Wednesday, or most Wednesdays we try to. And we talk about reproductive and hormonal. And tonight we're going to be talking about periods. Now, of course, you guys hear me talking about periods on a regular basis because, of course, that is what I do. We talk periods, we talk reproductive system, and you can't talk reproductive system without talking about periods. But what makes it a little different tonight is we're going to go back to, we're going to have like a flashback to being younger and our opinions about periods and how that has changed from then to now. Because when it comes to healing and when it comes to being the best versions of ourselves in any situation, in any shape, way, or form, we have to remember where we're coming from and now where we are. And if we are in the same place mentally or emotionally or any other way, there means that there has not really been as much growth, especially when you're now gaining information versus not having the information and just, having an opinion without having all the evidence of what you would need to have a successful opinion or a opinion that literally makes sense, right? So tonight, I'm inviting my daughter onto the show tonight. She is 8 years old. Her name is Reagan, and she is the first Cosmic Woman baby. So she's like the reason why all of this even exists, right? So of course it is her coming on here. It's even more happiness for me and gratitude that she is here and that she allowed this part of my life to blossom and to be, what it is. So very grateful. So she's gonna come on now. Ray, come, boo boo. Scoot up beside mommy. Come. Okay. So everybody, this is Reagan. Hi. Okay, so if you guys can't hear her, just say it down here. We can't hear you, right? Because I don't know why she's being quiet, like she's shy or something. Okay, so this is Reagan, and I really wanted to talk about how she views periods, and her opinion, and her experience. All these different things when it comes to periods. So Ray, let's start with this. When you think of the word period, or when someone mentions to you like I have my period, or my period is coming, or I don't know what periods are, anything about periods. When you think about the word period, what comes to mind? Like, what do you think about?
The color red.
The color red. Okay, yes, because yes, the blood should be red, and usually the majority of us have red blood at some part during our bleeding process, for the most part. So yes, red. What else do you think about?
I think about pain.
Pain. So you think that a period should be painful?
No.
But it makes you think about pain. Why then?
Because most girls or grown-ups have pain in their period.
Yeah, pain. Not pain in their period. The pain during their period.
Yeah, I will say clots or something.
Yeah, they will have clots too. Okay. So when you think about pain, you don't think about pain as it should be, but that is what the norm is. That's what society or our community has told us that is what it should be. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay, so what's he saying?
I don't know, but I'm trying to say something good.
Okay, so let me ask you this. When you say it's periods, it's the color red.
Yes.
And you think about pain.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you think about when it comes to periods?
What else? I think about you.
You think about me?
Yeah.
Why you think about me?
Because your job.
Okay, so because of Cosmic Woman, when you think about periods, you think about me. Okay, I'll take that. Do you have your period right now?
No.
Okay. Are you afraid of your period when it's gonna come?
No.
Why are you not afraid? Not nervous?
I'm a little nervous.
Okay, you're a little nervous. Okay, and why are you nervous? Tell us about that.
Because I don't really know what's gonna happen.
Okay, so even though you know that blood is going to be coming from your vagina at some point, you still don't know what that's gonna feel like, or what's that gonna look like, because it's your blood versus if you looked at someone else's, right? Okay, so I don't know when you're gonna have your period, and we never know. You never know. We never know. I had my period when I was 12. Okay, so there's a possibility that you could have your period when you're 12, or you could have your period before, or you could have your period after. We have no idea, right? But let's say you go to the bathroom one day, one morning, one evening. For me, it was a morning, and you pee, and when you go to pee, you see blood in your underwear, or when you wipe, you see blood on the tissue when you wipe your vagina after you've peed. What do you think? How do you think you're gonna react?
Confused.
And why do you feel like you're gonna be confused? Because it's weird?
Kinda.
Okay. But you know it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that something's wrong with you because there's blood now coming from there?
No.
Okay. So you think that's just, you know that's supposed to happen?
Yes.
Okay. So you're not scared about it, or you are scared about it?
I'm not really scared, but
Okay.
I'm nervous.
Nervous. Okay. And it's okay to be nervous because it's the unknown, right? It's the unknown. So for mommy, right?
Yeah.
When you actually get your period, I want to have a period party for you. Okay?
Yeah.
And I want to have your cousins and your aunts and your grandmas and myself and even some of your friends who are women, who are girls that support you, that are close to you, that you trust at this party. And I want us to celebrate you and celebrate your changing from adolescence into this new womanlyhood type of situation, right? I want to eat good food. I want to dance. We want to laugh. I want to do all of that. How do you feel about that?
I feel like excited. That's one of the main reasons why I'm happy to have a period. Party, because nobody just has a party just because of a period. Not a lot of girls do.
Yeah, it's not a common thing to have a period party. But I'm glad that you're excited about having a period party, because at the end of the day, it is something to be celebrated. But a lot of times, our society or our community doesn't look at it that way. It looks like, oh, you have your period. No, there are all these negative things to it, right? Like, oh, the pain, like you were talking about, and all these other things that are not so fun that come into the period, right? Okay. So, do you have any questions for me when it comes to your period?
What's the normal age? Like, what age does most girls get it at?
Okay, so the average age for a period is anywhere between 11 and 13 is the average. Okay? Some get it at 10. Some get it at 9. Some get it at 15. So there's really no set. But the average is anywhere between 10 and 12. Or 10 and 13. Somewhere around there, most girls get their periods. Do you have any other questions for me?
I think that's it for now.
I think that's it? Okay, all right. So the reason why I brought Regan on was really just to remind us about what we thought periods were, or if we were spoken to about periods at a young age, and then now being women and dealing with the period and really realizing that we still don't have a hold on the period. We still don't have amazing periods. We still don't have short periods, right? We are still really dark. We still don't have an understanding. We are still not succeeding in the period world. And we're still subconsciously at the same place that we were when we were 10 and 11 and 13 and 14 having their periods, right? So I think really what we need to do is come to an understanding that at the end of the day, we really weren't educated about what a period can be, not what a period could be, but what a period can be. Our periods can be amazing, they can be beautiful, they can be short, they can be painless, okay, nauseousless, okay, these things are possible. And so I am excited actually, and patient as well, but excited for Regan and what is to come, and for all women and for all girls, I should say. So if you are a mom and you have a daughter, talk about the periods, right? Allow her to watch you put a pad on a panty. Allow her to see the pad come off and you remove it. Or when you go to pee and there's blood on it, allow her to see that. So that when it is that now she sees this, she's not freaking out. Because even though we've spoken about, oh, blood is going to come from your vagina, blood is going to come from your vagina, until the blood comes out of your vagina, you really don't really know. So we want them to at least be able to see this and see that you're not freaking out. And this is normal and this is healthy to have a period every single month. It's healthy. I have many clients having consultations with me that are not having periods every month. We need to have a period every single month. We need to know what is healthy about a period and what is unhealthy about a period. And so we need to start talking to our girls. Not just you're going to have a period, but what is healthy about a period or what is unhealthy. When you see these signs, what does this mean? Versus if you see these signs, when it comes to Jamaica, I would say, or the Caribbean, our culture is a lot different, and we are not as open as Americans are, or even Canadians might be, okay, or any other region. And so a lot of times you're just figuring things out as they go, and that comes to periods, that comes to wet dreams for boys, that comes down to sex, that comes down to marriage, it comes down to everything. Like, you're really figuring out everything little by little by little. And we don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be that. It shouldn't be that. It's the reason why we have elders, right? To be able to bestow information upon you, to make sure that you don't necessarily fall in their footsteps. And so when it comes to the periods, we have to take a stand. It's time to take a stand, ladies, right? It is time. It is time for us to understand that our periods are not something that we should be ashamed of, but we should celebrate. It's time for us to be excited about the fact that our period is coming, which means that we're healthy. And not only is the period coming, but the period is healthy, and the period is easy, and the period is breezy. It's time for that. It's definitely time for that. So thank you guys for listening to Reagan and for allowing me to explain and question her thoughts on periods while you guys watch. Because I think it's important. I think it's important for her, and it's important for us as well to get an understanding of how do young girls really view their periods? What are they thinking? What are their fears? Okay, because I didn't even get into things with her like, what if you have your period and you realize that your period comes down on your dress? Because she's not even going to understand that. She's not even going to get that yet. She's not. Even though I tell her that is possible, but she doesn't really understand. So even after this conversation that we've had, that, you know, she's awakened in some shape, way, or form, even though we've spoken about this before, when it actually happens, her mind is going to be still blown. But can you imagine if we never had this talk? Can you imagine like how much more trauma she would be in for her period? Because a lot of young girls, once they see their period, have this huge amount of trauma. Stressed out, even though they know it's coming. But guess what? No one's talking about it. No one is, reminding them of that. No one is... You spoke about it once. You're gonna bleed. This is your period. Blah, blah, blah. Keep it moving. And that's it. That's it. And then all of a sudden there's blood, right? I know for me, for my first period, I was actually at home, and my dad, actually, I had told that I got my period. I was 12. We left the house. We went to Ligony Lane Pharmacy, and we went down the pad aisle, the sanitary napkins aisle, and just looked. I didn't know what I was picking up. He didn't know what I was picking up. We did that crap as a team without even talking, right? Without even talking about it. It was like the two of us, we did that. And I remember picking up like Kotex or something like that. And, it's crazy now because I guess when he sees me talk about periods and all those things, and realizing that it was him and I that were fighting the fight or riding the wave together, and now here I am talking about periods on a regular day-to-day basis. I wonder exactly how he feels. I should ask him about that. But yes, guys, so in terms of if you have daughters, if you have nieces, if you have young cousins, talk to their moms, if you're not a mom, about their periods, okay? About talking to them, about explaining certain things to them. It's really important. It reduces a lot of the trauma that can be there from the period, okay? So moving on from that, I definitely want to get into some questions and answers. So let me just scroll up. I'm not sure if anybody was sending anything. I think everybody was kind of just listening for a moment. Hold on a second. Sorry guys, I'm scrolling along. I went up first. Okay. What would you recommend for hormone imbalances that is affecting every part of the body? Okay, so hormonal imbalance. So hormonal imbalance is very vague, okay? When we talk about hormone imbalance, that could be anything. That could be your testosterone high. That could be your estrogen high. That could be your progesterone high. That could be those being low. It could be glands that are high, or so it really, saying hormonal imbalance doesn't really say enough. So for example, if you were to say cysts or fibroids or endometriosis or something like that, then I would be able to know, oh, okay, well, I have a little bit more of an understanding of which hormones are too high or too low, and so we can fix that. But hormonal balance in general could mean anything, okay? So you want to get specific. I asked my dad to get a pad from the store for me, and I told him the one wing that came back and it's not the wing on the pad. Yeah, so it's so funny because, I'm glad that you felt like you could ask your dad. There are a lot of women that don't feel that they could ask their dad, or ask their husbands, or ask their brother, or boyfriends to buy pads for them. And that is something that we really also have to tackle, right? Because this is just a part of a woman's cycle. This is just a part of her life. And just like how you would go and get some toothpaste for her because she has to brush her teeth, right? Because it's important for her to brush her teeth. It is also important for her to have a pad or a tampon to use, or a menstrual cup to use during her menstrual cycle. And so they need to be desensitized and understand that, listen, she's just having her period. It's not so deep. Nobody's asking you to swim in her blood. No one's asking you to drink it. Nobody's asking you to take the blood and rub it on your chest. All we're saying is, can you just get us some pads or some tampons so that we're not bleeding all over the place? I mean, you should be happy to do that. And this is something that women need to talk to their significant other about if they don't. Okay? Really important to do so, because periods are natural. It's normal. It's what's going to happen. It's what should happen, right? So I'm really glad that you were able to talk to your dad and ask him to do so, even though he didn't necessarily get the right thing. The first step was good. Awesome. So I want to talk a little bit in us talking about periods. I want to talk a little bit about some different products that we have to enhance and help and change and make the periods healthy. Okay, so I want to start first off with our Detox Cleanse. Now we have a few different detox, okay, and I will actually go, give me 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. Okay, so in terms of detoxing is really important, and there are many ways that we can detox. I'm not going to go into all of that in terms of all the different ways, because that's not what we're talking about today, but I'm giving you a few different options, okay? So we have this detox cleanse, right, which is of course an oral detox cleanse. It is really great for detoxing the body on many levels. So we're talking about blood, we're talking definitely about removing waste, and of course any type of toxins that could be in the body, right? Now this one is actually available in Jamaica, this detox cleanse, and this is the cleanse that we would give you. You really want to cleanse for a good period of time because it takes a while for the blood to circulate throughout the whole body. So I would say you want to, depending on what you're doing after, would depend on how long you're on this detox. So if you're just taking a detox and that's all you're doing, then you want to be on this definitely for 3 months or more. Okay. Now, if it is that you're doing other things that help to detox the body as well, then you might not have to be on this for as long, or for taking it, the dosage to be as much, right? So this is the detox cleanse that we have in Jamaica. Great. Any client that comes to me for any type of reproductive condition, I'm going to be giving you this if you live in Jamaica, the detox cleanse. Definitely giving you this. The other cleanse that we have is the Supreme Cellular Cleanse, and this is available in the US. Okay, now this cleanse also does the same thing in terms of the blood, in terms of detoxing your organs, and removing waste and toxins. Okay, so just depending on your location, we would have this. Now, apart from that type of detox, we also have the Hormonal Oil Blend. And the Hormonal Oil Blend has some detoxing properties, which is what I love, okay? So this is helping your digestive system, your reproductive system, even your endocrine system, okay? So the Hormonal Tea blend is something you would use twice a day, okay? You can mix it with other teas. You can put it in your smoothie. It's entirely up to you. But the Hormonal Oil Blend, Tea Blend, is definitely something that you would want to do if you have any hormonal issues. So if you suffer from PCOS, if you suffer from fibroids, if you suffer from infertility, okay, endometriosis, and then meiosis, any of these types of conditions, Hormonal Oil Blend is something that you want in your cupboard or your drawer to be drinking every single day, okay? Now, if you want prices, please send us a DM so we can send you prices depending on where you are. If you're in the US, if you're international, if you're in Jamaica, there are different prices. But this is the Hormonal Tea Blend. I don't drink this every day. I actually drink the womb tea every day. But again, with me, I am just maintaining because there are a lot of other things that I'm doing, and I am not necessarily trying to heal. I am more trying to maintain. But if you do have hormonal issues, this is it. Okay? If you have a lot of testosterone in your body and you're growing hair in manly places, your nipple, your chest, your chin, your mustache, these types of places, then hormonal oil is definitely for you. If you're not having a period every single month, hormonal tea blend is for you. Okay? Infertility, hormonal tea blend for sure. Another tea blend that we are featuring right now is the Hello Period. Now, this Hello Period is literally to say hello to your period, right? We do not recommend that you do this on a daily basis every single day like the hormonal tea or like the womb tea that I would take every single day. The Hello Period tea is literally to help bring down the period. And when we bring down the period, we want to do that in a natural type of way. In bringing it down, we also want to heal the reason of why it is not coming down. We don't want to just shock the body, it come down, and then once it comes down, it can't stop. Or we have to now do this every single month. We want to use something like the hello period to be able to bring it down, but also to heal the reason why it's not coming down. So as time goes on, you won't have to use the hello period because your body has now healed itself of the reason why the period isn't coming down. And that could be from PCOS, menopause, or premenopause, or many other reasons. Okay. Now, in the hormonal tea, of course, we also have the hormonal oil blend. And I spoke about this last week, not last week, the week before. And I want to mention it again because the hormonal oil blend is an oil blend that smells great. We can rub it on the bottom of our feet, the palm of our hands, our spine. You can mix it with some of your lotion if you want to and rub it on your body. You can use it in your diffuser and it can heal you from an aromatherapy standpoint. What is also great is you can use it in your manicure and pedicure water. And please, if there's anyone here that is online listening right now that is that does manicures or pedicures. Oops, my phone is dying. If there's anyone that does so, please reach out to us so that we can talk a little bit more about that. Because if that is something that you would like to carry for your clients, and I don't know if they would pay you extra or you would just do that automatically, so that we can start healing the women. Okay, if we can heal ourselves while we're getting a manicure and a pedicure, why not? If we can heal ourselves while we're getting a massage, and not just from a physical standpoint, but also from a hormonal standpoint, instead of just it being like about the muscles and that type of thing, why not? We should, right? We gotta try and shove the healing in all different aspects, right? So the hormonal oil blend is really, really good for that. The other thing that I want to talk about is, hold on one sec, guys. Okay, so the next thing is the castor oil treatment, okay? And this castor oil treatment is an amazing treatment. Anyone that comes to me about any type of condition that they have always ends up getting a castor oil treatment, okay? The castor oil treatment is good for so many things. It helps to detox the reproductive system. It helps to detox the digestive system. It flushes the lymphatic system. Now listen, if the lymphatic system is flushed and the digestive system is detoxed, guess what happens? Your immune system is healthier. And especially in these times, what we want, what we need is our immune systems to be healthy, okay? To be at its optimum best. And so detoxing the digestive system, flushing the lymphatic system, and then we are detoxing the reproductive system, creating healthy circulation. Listen, fibroids helps to shrink, balances hormones because of the detoxing properties that we're doing or treatment that we're doing. Castor oil treatment is also great for fertility, okay? And so this is a great thing. Now, I even do castor oil treatments on my children, okay? Because it is so gentle, but it is so powerful in its gentleness that it is like so beautiful. It's so amazing. Almost like red raspberry. Like it's so gentle, yet it's so amazing. So you would need a heating pad or a hot water bottle to do this castor oil treatment, okay? I would say do it for an hour, saturate your abdomen. There is a special cloth that you have to use for this treatment. So when you purchase this on the website or at our office in Jamaica, You will also get a big enough piece of cloth where you can cut it in a few pieces so that you can do this. When you're doing a castor oil treatment to heal something, right? Maybe endometriosis, maybe cysts, fibroids, infertility, that type of thing. You want to do this 2 to 4 times a week. If it is that you're just doing this just for maintenance, you can start maybe the first week doing it twice a week, and then you can maybe do it once a week or every other week, especially depending on how you eat, okay? The way you drink liquor, the way you eat, the way you treat your body would determine how often to do so. So in the worst case scenario, 4 times a week. If you're trying to heal something, if you're just trying to maintain, once a week is quite fine, or once every 2 weeks is also fine. Okay, so that's the castor oil treatment. So a lot of times, so in talking about periods, at the end of the day, there are different things that we use during our periods. Some women use tampons, some use pads, some use menstrual cups, some use cloth pads, some do free bleeding, okay, and that's something we've spoken about before. So everyone does something different, just depending on what they're comfortable with, depending on their society norms, all these different things. I want to talk a little bit about some natural pads that Cosmic Woman has. And these pads, the brand is called Rain, okay? And we have, of course, the liners with wings, the liners without wings. We also have the overnight and the moderate and all those different ones. This one is the overnight, okay? And I really want to highlight the overnight because a lot of times when it comes to overnight pads, especially when they're natural, they don't really hold you, right? And these really do. Am I going to say that you can keep on the pad for 4 hours straight? I don't know. It depends on how you bleed. But in terms of keeping you fresh and keeping you dry over a period of time, in terms of limiting your period cramps, it really helps that as well. There is a substance in this pad called graphene, and graphene is really good at killing bacteria. You can look it up. And with doing so, in killing the bacteria, it's almost like it removes some pain. So I have a lot of clients that are on this pad, and even before they have started treatment with me, they say, you know, I really feel a little less pain, or my period's a little shorter. And that usually, with the period shorter, that usually comes with using any natural pad, to be honest with you, okay? But with the Rain, the way you stay dry, the way it sits in your underwear, all of that, it is premium compared to the majority of the natural pads out there. I find a lot of the natural pads out there, even though they're natural, they're very without, you know what I mean? They don't stick in your underwear properly, they don't sit in it properly, you end up leaking all over yourself. And I'm sorry, I'm 38 years old. I am way too old for the leaking on my clothes. Like, that is not cute. So when I found Rain, I was really excited about it. I actually use their liners as my pads. So that is to tell you how more absorbent the overnight would be. Because I use the liner for pads if I'm not using a natural tampon. I don't even use the moderate. I don't use the night, much less the overnight. Okay? So please, guys, if you are interested in that, please hit us up, no matter where you are in the world, Jamaica, the US, Canada, Dubai, Africa, wherever, you can definitely still get this product, okay? All right, let me look a little bit at the questions. What can help with yeast infections every month? Okay, so if you're having yeast infections every single month, it's because your period is throwing off your pH balance. So you have to fix the period. Yes, I can give you something that's natural and healthy that can remove the yeast infection that's happening for that month. But you don't want to have to do that every single month. So what you want to do is you want to get to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is your period. Your period is throwing off your pH. So what I recommend is doing a detox. I recommend the womb tea also. Okay, I recommend vaginal steaming as well. These things are going to help the period to be better, to be healthier, so that when you have your period, you're not having a yeast infection before, during, or after the period. The cleanse that we have in Jamaica is $6,000. The cleanse that we have in the US is $60. Okay, so if you're trying to get pregnant, what I really do recommend is cleansing first. Okay, cleansing everything, cleansing your blood, cleansing your skin, it's the largest organ. Okay, cleansing your digestive system, your reproductive system, your endocrine system. I'm talking about cleansing. Once you've cleansed, then you can put in some real superfoods into your body. Okay, you can put superfoods into your body while you're cleansing, depending on what type of way you're cleansing and what you're using to cleanse. But I would say cleansing is important. Balancing your hormones are important as well. Feeding your body with fertility foods and superfoods would also be important. Don't leave out your digestive system. Okay, you can't spend all your time on reproductive and leave out digestive when you're talking about fertility or anything when it comes to the reproductive system. The castor oil treatment in Jamaica is $3,000. The castor oil kit, it includes the castor oil itself, this, and also a piece of cloth. In the US, it's $20, and that includes also the oil and also the piece of cloth. Okay. We do ship Yoni eggs or any other product to Trinidad, yes. So you can go on our website and place an order for whatever one you want. If you need some guidance in the Yoni egg, what to get, what size to get, all of those different things, send us a DM and we can instruct you and help you and give you some different options so that you can choose the right egg for you, okay? Okay, so I want you guys to understand that no matter what condition your reproductive system is in at this time, we can always make it better. Okay, it can always be better. And the healthier our reproductive system is and the healthier our digestive system is, the healthier our immune and lymphatic and blood and all of these things are healthy and clean, are the better we function, right? It's the better we feel. And so we need to come off of this mentality of just dealing with the symptoms and getting through the day. It's not about that. We want to be the best versions of ourselves. We want to have energy. We want to be excited about life. We don't want to suffer from depression. We don't want to suffer from anxiety. We don't want to be suffering from stress. We don't want to be suffering from pain. We don't want to be suffering from mucus. We don't want to be having an issue with any of these things. And the way we do that is making sure we put good things and positive things, maybe thoughts, maybe products, maybe vitamins, minerals, lifestyle. These things are important, okay? Okay, so yes, if you are having vaginal infections, especially if it's bacterial vaginosis, I do recommend that your partner does get some treatment. I suggest that he cleanses for sure. That would be really great. And also probably get on a male vitamin as well. Because remember guys, as we cleanse, we're removing some things and you always want to put back, okay? Put back the positive. We want to remove the negative, put back the positive. That is why I want you guys to be very anal about the type of cleanses that you use in terms of the tonics, okay? Because a lot of times it removes everything. It cleanses everything, even the good bacteria, okay? We want to keep the good bacteria, but we want to remove the negative, the bad bacteria, okay? The infectious bacteria. And so you just want to watch it, okay, to make sure that you're making the best decision possible when it comes to the way that you are detoxing your body. So next week, we're actually going to be talking to my sons, or next show, I should say. And we're going to get an understanding from boys' point of views, and how they view periods versus how Reagan had viewed or does view a period. Next month is period month, and we shouldn't have to wait until period month to talk period. And that is why Shelly Ann Weeks is so dear to my heart, because she talks period every single day, bringing an awareness to period every single day, even if it makes someone uncomfortable, even if someone's confused. She is talking period, and it is time for us to talk about it. It's time for us to be awakened and stop acting like having a period is a disease or a problem or stress or strain. It does not have to be. It doesn't have to be at all. Okay, guys? So someone is asking about acne issues and the sweaty pubic area. So in terms of acne, a lot of times acne is a hormonal thing, okay? And women will get acne, or men will get acne, because their hormones are all over the place, okay? So I would say balancing your hormones is really, really important with the acne thing. Also, do some research on what you can use from a natural standpoint. Okay, maybe you need to do more masks, maybe you need to do more scrubs, maybe you need to, and these are things you can do at home by yourself. You don't have to necessarily go somewhere. Okay, maybe you need to dry out the acne, and so you can use products to dry it out. Maybe your skin is too dry. You know, just really start to do some research, not necessarily what is the product to buy, but what is the issue? What is the issue going on with the skin, to then know what product to buy or what to do, okay? So depending on certain skin conditions, they would say exfoliating is better for you, more on a regular basis. Some would say a mask. Others would say, you know, you need to release the blocked pores that are in your skin. There's just so many different aspects to it, okay? But usually acne is a hormonal issue. This session will be posted, and we're going to have it on the IGTV as well. So you'll be able to look back at it, so that you can get any information that you need, that you remember hearing. You knew you heard something, but you can't remember the name or something like that. It will be there for reference. PCOS can cause acne issues, just like how it can cause weight issues, and it can cause infertility, and it can, I mean, definitely. A lot of times it comes with the territory. For some, they even grow male hair. And then have to deal with the ingrowns when they pluck the hair that is in like the male hair places, not male hair, but in manly places. Okay, so that is a reality for a lot that suffer from PCOS. Okay, so your discharge actually should not be yellow. Okay, yellow, just like if you were to have mucus come up, yellow lets us know that there's some type of infection, something a little not right. Even if it doesn't have a smell, something is really not right, okay? Your discharge really should be a whitey, clary, translucent, one of those, depending on the time of your cycle and where you are. Are you ovulating? Is it right after your period? Is it right before your period? Is it right after ovulation? Those things do make a difference, okay? But it looking yellow, definitely an issue. Gray, I guess it depends on that type of gray. But your discharge should not smell, it should not itch, and it should not have a color like yellow at all. Yes, so as I said, so the PCOS is making the chin hair grow more rapidly, okay? And so you need to balance your hormones. You have to work on your liver. So you, my darling, have to cleanse your liver and strengthen your liver. I'm not sure where you are in the world. If you are in the US, you need the liver tonic to do so, okay? If you are in Jamaica, I suggest definitely doing the Supreme Body. That would be good for you. Yes, so if your period went from 7 days to 4 days, then definitely the castor oil treatment was doing a great thing for you. You can castor oil treatment up until your period. Once you are bleeding, you are not going to do castor oil treatments, okay? Unless it is that you are bleeding out of control and you're continuously bleeding, then I would say, okay, let's do a castor oil treatment. But not during your period on a regular basis. I do not recommend that at all. Okay. If you are spotting or bleeding for 3 weeks and 4 weeks and 5 weeks, I do suggest a few things. I suggest doing vaginal steaming. I suggest getting shepherd's purse or yarrow herb. Even a Buddha would be good. Bleeding for 3 weeks is way too long. I don't even want you bleeding for 5 days. Okay, so 3 weeks, way too long. If you're in the US, yes, I'd recommend getting the liver tonic. Okay, it's $60. You can go to our website and purchase it to help decrease the testosterone that's in the liver. Yeah, so it really should not be yellow. It should not be yellow at all. And even when it dries, it shouldn't dry yellow either. The different recommendations based on where you live is really just the products, okay? Instead of me having to ship back and forth to have to make the product more expensive, what I do is that I have certain products that are in the States alone, and I have certain products that are in the US or internationally alone, and then I have some products that go back and forth, okay? And literally it is just for allowing my clients to be able to not have to be paying an abundant amount for their healing, okay? Healing is already expensive. Unfortunately, that's just how it is, but I don't want to have to make it even more, okay? Yes, you can go to our website, www.cosmicwoman.com, and order the liver tonic. If it comes out yellow, if your discharge comes out yellow, no smell, no itch, there's still an infection. Your discharge should not be yellow. So there's a problem still. We do not do walk-in visits, so you will have to make an appointment. You can send us a DM here to make an appointment. You can send us a message on WhatsApp to make an appointment. You can go online on our website and book an appointment. Okay, so if your period is never heavy, that is not necessarily a bad thing. My period is not heavy either. There is a heavier day because, of course, you know, or a heavier time during the day. But in terms of heavy, where you have to be changing pads all the time or that type of thing, no, it doesn't have to be like that. Remember, 18 hours to an hour day. 18 hours to a 24-hour day. I mean, that is what a period should really be if we're talking about healthy at its optimum best. So, I mean, how long do you really want to have a heavy period? Like, how long should that last? So, no, I don't think that anything is wrong. with you at all. Yes, liver tonic is very good for PCOS, very good for fibroids, very good for endometriosis. I would recommend the cleanse other than with the liver tonic. I would recommend the Hormonal Tea blend for sure. Now, if you're not getting a period at all, I would recommend the Hello Period. Vitamin D3 is always great as well, so that's something that you can look into as well, and all of those things are on our website. Remember, everyone is different, which is why consultations are important, but if we're just talking basic, those things can help. The hormonal tea in Jamaica, I don't remember right now. We just actually changed the size of it, so the price has changed. But you can send us a DM and we will send a message and let you know, or WhatsApp us, okay? 876-406-2764. We can let you know how much it is. I have a feeling it's like 2,400 or 2,000 flat. But send us a message and we can let you know. Yes, we definitely stock Yoni eggs. We have many different types of Yoni eggs. We keep the same size basically, unless you need a different size, then you can pre-order. But we have jade, bloodstone, rose quartz, clear quartz, amethyst, green aventurine, red aventurine. I said jade already. Black obsidian, snowflake obsidian, Dalmatian. We have a lot of different Yoni eggs. As I said, they're all, the ones that are stocked are all medium. Some are drilled, some aren't drilled. So just depending on what it is that you want. Some prefer a drilled egg because they can tie the beeswax string to it and pull it out like a tampon, where others prefer not to and just birth their egg, which I usually would recommend. But different strokes for different folks. And we also have those, so the drilled and the non-drilled, in all of those that I mentioned. Okay, so you can eat a lot more things for PCOS than you have to stop, okay? So when it comes to PCOS, you can eat, I mean, all the vegetables out there, and I mean, for the most part, right? I don't recommend carrots, but definitely you can have all of the veggies, the healthy veggies, those greens, fruits, as long as they're supposed to have a seed, and they do have a seed, definitely have them. If you're in a place like Jamaica, any of the fruits, we're talking mango, pineapple, pawpaw, orange, all of them. Please knock yourself out. It's really easier to tell you the list of the things not to eat because that list is shorter than the things to eat. So when we're talking about gluten, you want to stay off of gluten. When you have PCOS, you want to stay away from fake sugars or even brown sugar. Meats, the pork, the beef, the chicken, you want to stay away from that. All of this liver and kidney that we're eating, that is so toxic, guys. Don't even bother. It's just one of the dirtiest parts of the body, okay? Someone's asking why not carrots. Okay, so if you're gonna do carrots, I want you to get carrots that are purple. If you can't find the purple carrots or the carrots that look kind of blackish, then I don't want you to have carrots. I don't want you having orange carrots. The carrots are actually not supposed to be that color. And that is a whole another GMO thing that was started a long while ago. And a lot of people don't know that, don't understand that. And that's a whole nother live. But there are some GMO vegetables that we have come accustomed to. Carrots being one of them, broccoli being one of them, cauliflower being one of them. And so it is better to not eat those, just like how we don't want to have, you know, farm-raised fish, for example, okay? We want to get the original real fruit, real vegetable that came from the ground, that wasn't created in a lab and then put in the ground, that type of thing. Okay. I definitely suggest a cleanse for you if you suffered from PCOS and you also had a miscarriage when you got pregnant. I also suggest that you strengthen your uterus. Okay, so getting on the womb tea might be great for you. Also, cleansing for sure, because we want to cleanse the area. We don't know why the miscarriage happened. It could have been toxins. It could have been hormones that were, something was too high, something